Okay, well then we will just block you.
During a public protest Monday, spurred by racial tensions and other issues, the University of Missouri students blocked reporters from taking photos or interacting with demonstrators. And some went as far as manhandling photographers' equipment, even pushing them. Hello, I'm Lauren Green. Welcome to Bias Bash. Joining me now with more on why the media is being challenged is Talk Radio News Network Bureau Chief and Fox News contributor Ellen Ratner. Very interesting stuff, because as journalists, we kind of get, ooh, that shouldn't be happening.
But why would you stop a journalist from taking a photo or interviewing or manhandling their equipment, or woman handling their equipment, however you want to say it? Because, first of all, the University of Missouri is one of the top journalism schools in the country.
Absolutely.
So there should be some rules, and we were just talking off camera about rules are there for not when you want them to be, but when you don't want them to be. And the rules are that journalists take pictures. We document what's going on. This did not happen because the students did this. What does this mean for free speech on campus?
I worry about the professors, though, because the professor was one of this, Professor Click, I think it was one of the people who actually calling for muscle to get the camera, the journalists out of there. And it also brings to the point that, you know, who are these people teaching the students? I mean, they should be the ones to say, no, they have a right to be here. Not only that, they were the ones calling for the media to be there when the protest was in its infancy.
Well, who's that guy? I always block on his name. He always does the videos. He did the Planned Parenthood video. Well, anyway, okay. So where is he when we need him on this one? Because, I mean, even though he's a right-winger, I'm a left-winger, but this is not the kind of thing that you want to see going on in terms of free speech, and I'd really like to see the press cover this issue more, interview the professor again, interview the students, ask them what they understand the rules of journalism to be, and are we turning into Egypt?
Well, this is, I have to go back there because, you know, one of the things that really has saddened me about this whole situation is because, as you say, Missouri is one of the top journalism schools in the country. It's one of those things where you can't get into, you know, Missouri, you want to get in there because they're really great, or Medill or Columbia. And wondering who are the professors teaching these students? And where are they coming from?
And what are they teaching them?
And what are they teaching them?
And do they abide? I happen to be Truth and Honesty or whatever here. I'm on the American Advisory Board of Reporters Without Borders, and this is a grave concern to us, because if you're going to stop free speech and people watching what you're doing, journalists, which is what we do for a living, on a college campus in the United States of America, this is not Egypt, this is not Iraq, this is not Iran, this is America.
What can the media actually do in response to this?
Well, I think the media needs to, one, interview the various professors. I think they should interview they have pictures of the students who put their hands up and who manhandled equipment. And I think you need to interview them and ask them what they understand free speech is. Do they understand what journalism is?
One of the things one of the students said in that exchange there, and you see her passion, you see her emotion, and the photographer is saying, listen, I have a right to be here. This is my First Amendment right. And then she said something, well, what about humanity? This is about a humanity issue. It's almost as if they have really two different tracks. You've got an intellectual, I understand these laws, but then you've got this sort of visceral response, emotional response, and these two just do not go together. You know, how can, as a professor or as a, you know, journalist, you know, how would you explain these to these people?
I would again show them some of our journalist ethics rules. They're in the press club in Washington, D.C. I don't know what's here in the press club in New York because I haven't been there, but in Washington, D.C., they're on the walls. So people sign on to them, journalists sign on to them, and hopefully the public will too.
Yeah, well, that's very interesting. Well, we'll see how this plays out, because I remember in the New York Times article, they mentioned nothing about the protest they mentioned the protest, but not that the journalists were kept out. They did not mention that at all. I thought it was very interesting. And that's not a good sign for the New York Times.
No, it is not.
All right. Thanks so much, Ellen. If you want to hear more media analysis on this topic, catch Media Buzz with Howard Kurtz, Sundays at 11 a.m. Eastern, and again at 5 p.m. Eastern on the Fox News Channel. I'm Lauren Green, and thanks for watching.